What's poppin', man? You already know how we coming. We back with another weekly tutorial, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a mid fade with a sponge curly top. So to start off this fade, I'm going to go ahead and set my bald line, and I'm just going to round it out and drop it towards the back of his head, right below where his occipital bone meets. So this could be considered a low fade, but it's more mid. So I'm just going to go ahead and create my bald line throughout the entire head. And since my trimmers are zero gapped, I'm not pressing too hard just because I don't want to create a really harsh line that's difficult to get out. But I'm just connecting the sides with the back. And now I'm going to go ahead and bald the rest of it out. And when balding the client out, you don't want to press too hard with the clipper and create any irritation. So you kind of want to let the trimmer do the work. So I'm just going to go ahead and bald the client out all the way. And what dropping the fade in the back also helps do is prevent me from taking it too high to where it starts to look kind of like a flat top, because he wants to keep some hair in the crown area. So when we sponge it, it's more of just like a mini fro, right? Not a high top. So that's what that helps me do as well. And we're not going to use a shaver on this client because he does bump up. So we're just going to move on to our next step, which is the clipper all the way open. I'm going to go up about a full inch, keeping that same shape that we made with our first bald line. And as I get towards the back, you can see I widen up the line just slightly because we have a lot more room in the back to blend. So I want to make sure that I'm giving myself space. And to start getting rid of that line between the open and bald line, I'm going to use my trimmer and just slightly tap that line to go ahead and lighten it up, so when we come back with our clipper, it's that much easier. So now we're going to come in with our clipper closed, and you'll see as I move up higher while I'm getting rid of that line, I'll start to open up the lever. So I'm going in closed here, and then you'll see me open up the lever just slightly. And if I keep doing that, when I get towards the top of my guideline, that line should pretty much be blended out. You might need to go back on detail and detail depending on the hair texture and how well you did. But I'm just going to go ahead and play with the lever until that line is as blended as possible. And you'll see I might need to go over a spot more than once, because with this hair texture, it tends to curl up as you cut it. So you always need to make sure you keep brushing, and you just might need to go over it more than once. So I'm just going ahead and kind of detailing as I go, and at the end I always go back and really detail the fade just to give it, you know, that professional and Instagram quality haircut. And now moving on, in the next step, I'm going to go with our one guard open, and I'm going up about a full inch again, just keeping the same shape. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fade both sides first, and then we're going to connect it in the middle. And I'll give you a reasoning why here soon, but to start getting rid of that line between the open and one open, I'm going to go with my half guard open, and I'll close it gradually as needed. And you'll see as I do that, that line starts to blend out. So right here, I'm going up with the half guard halfway open, and I'm just attacking that line, trying to blend it as best as I can, using a lot of the corner of my blade to get into those darker areas. And now moving on, I'm going to go with my two guard all the way open, and this will be the biggest guard that I use. And then right under that, I'm going to use my 1.5 open, and I'll close it gradually until that line starts to blend out. And since the two guard open is the biggest guard that I'll use, you'll see me use clipper over comb method to kind of get that blend to the length on top really nice. But now right under that, I'm kind of blending down with my one open, trying to clean up those areas that the 1.5 couldn't get. So right here, I grabbed my flat top comb, and I'm going to go ahead and do some clipper over comb, just so I can blend into the length that he has on top a little bit better and get that blend looking cleaner. And right here, you see me using the corner of the blade all the way open to get into those darker areas and just detail it. But as you can see, I completed both sides, and now I'm going to go ahead and connect both sides in the back. And the reason I do this is I feel it allows me to keep the fade as even and as consistent as possible throughout the entire head, instead of working, you know, from left to right and not really knowing if the fade is even and consistent. So I did both sides, and now I'm just blending out the back. So I went in with my clipper closed, and then I opened gradually, and that pretty much blended out that line. And you'll see as I move up in my steps, both sides will really connect evenly. So now moving on, I'm gonna go with my one open. And again in the back, I'll make the guidelines a little bit thicker than I do on the sides, just because in the back is a lot more canvas to blend. So this is my one guard open. Staying real consistent with it, making sure that the length in that guideline is all the way even. So again, my one guard open. And then to get rid of that line in between, I'm gonna go with my half guard once again open. And you'll see me close the lever gradually to go ahead and start blending out that line, using a lot of the corner of the blade, especially in the back of the head, because in the back of the head, the occipital bone creates a lot of dark areas. So I want to be conscious that I'm putting a little bit more detail in the back. And the reason it's so important to put a lot of attention and detail into the back of the head is because that's where both sides of the head meet, right? Because you could have a fade and one side be higher than the other and it can still be clean, but if he's in a Walmart line and the person behind him sees his haircut, it's gonna make the whole look of the fade be thrown off, right? Because the fade is not even and consistent throughout the head, so it kind of looks lopsided. So you want to make sure that you're making sure the blend kind of comes together in the back, is even and consistent, and doesn't look higher on one side than the other. But right here, I'm using my clipper all the way open and closing it as needed, just to get into those dark areas that the half guard couldn't get. And you'll see me really working at it, putting more attention to the back than I did on the sides. You gotta stay patient, family. Do not rush the process. And now we're gonna go with our 1.5 open. And then you'll see me close it gradually as needed. And as we do that, like I always say, the blend will come together slowly but surely. And it's all about finding a system that works for you and executing on it and perfecting it. And then every fade that you get will be chump change, right? Because when you have a system and a process that you can follow, that you have perfected and you can execute on every time, bro, sky is the limit. So find a system that works for you and try to perfect that joint. So right here, I'm just working with my one guard open and just playing with the lever, trying to get it, you know, as blended as possible. And then I'm coming back here again with my clipper open, getting into those darker areas, trying to blend it as best as I can. Right here, I literally turn the clipper on the side and I'm using like 2 teeth to get into those dark areas, because it's all about the detail. That is what's really going to separate your haircut from every other barber in your city. And now I grabbed my 1.5 once again, and I'm just attacking those dark areas, trying to get them looking clean. And you see, as I put more detail into the fade, it starts to look real even. It starts to drop towards the back very nicely. But you gotta be patient, and you just gotta try, you know, what guards work where, what guards don't, and just detail. Now right here, this is the 2 guard open, the biggest guard that we will use. And that fade is coming out really clean. So that was the right side of the head. So now we're gonna go ahead and try to blend the left side of the head a little bit better. So this is my 1.5 open once again. And especially with this hair texture, you want to make sure you're brushing the hair, because when you cut this hair texture, it tends to curl up as you cut it, so you want to make sure it's laying down nicely. And right here, I'm going with the grain just to try to lay those hairs down a little bit better. Still using my 1.5. And I don't know if you can see that little patch of hair that's, you know, missing on the back of his head. That is a scar. That is not me. Just letting y'all know. And now to blend into the length that he has on top a little bit better, I'm gonna go with clipper over comb. And I'm just going into the hair, flaring out the comb a little bit, and anything sticking out of the teeth, I'll go ahead and get off with my clipper all the way open. And you'll see as I do that, that transition comes out a lot nicer, a lot cleaner. Now this right here is a razor comb, and what it does is just lays down those hairs a lot nicer and brings that blend together a little bit more. So I suggest you guys to get one. You can find them at a dollar store and stuff like that. But now I'm gonna go ahead and get to the lineup. So I'm just gonna comb down the front of his hairline to try to lay it down as best as I can. And now just to taper it and lay it down a little bit more, I'm gonna go with my one guard open. And what this does is ensure that we don't have a lot of hangover hairs. And now when I go and line it up, it comes out a lot cleaner, and it allows his lineup to last that much longer. And to line up the arch area, I always start at the top of the arch, and then I'll go to the bottom and meet it in the middle. And that is what's gonna give me that nice round C-cup shape that you'll see right here. And to line up the front, I always start in the middle and move to my right side. So that's what I'm doing right here, and I'm keeping it as natural as possible while trying to get it as crispy and as straight as possible. And you want to make sure you're brushing after you line it up, just to make sure that it has no hangover hair, so when he goes in showers it'll still look the same. And now I'm going to go ahead and move to my left side, his right side. And you can see he has like a light recession area in his corner. We're not going to go ahead and dig into that. We're just going to kind of ghost it and act like it's full, just because we don't want to push this client back, you know what I'm saying. And it's not a really bad recession area, it's very manageable. Now to fill in this client's light area, I'm going to use my semi-permanent hair color in my little airbrush with Kiss and alcohol mix. And what this is going to do is just add some pop and let my client, you know, feel as best as possible.
God, they see it. Oh my God, I see it now. Woo!
You already know.
If you want quality, you gotta pay for quality. I'm sorry. It's life.
Alright.
Okay.
As you can see, my dude started feeling himself, and that is the power of a haircut, family. That's why I love what I do. But now, to make that hairline a little bit crispier and get rid of those hairs that the trimmer couldn't get, I'm going to use my razor, making sure I stretch the skin so I don't cut him. And from that angle, his lineup is looking crispy. Let me know what you guys think so far in the comments. And now I'm just going to go ahead and sponge it. And this is going to give it a very natural kind of curly look. I love the sponge look. If I had this texture of hair, I would definitely do it. So my client came in looking rough. He needed a haircut, you know what I'm saying? So we got him together with a nice mid fade. We sponged the top. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button. Drop a comment down below what you thought about this haircut. Go ahead and follow me on IG at JClipperhands, where I have a lot more dope content, from videos to pictures and stuff like that. So family, thank you for watching. Catch y'all next time.